Shoot too little video. I'm gonna drive you around town. You tell me about Mike.
Actually, that wasn't Mike. It looked like him. Mike was the guy who found my iPhone at McDonald's, kept it for 4 days so he could find Jim.
Ask me a question about your
Okay,
3 questions. What are your 3 important questions you ask everybody?
Well, okay, but
am I too good for that?
No, but this is not the best time.
Who cares what time it is?
Can you let me decide?
Is it 4:15?
We're just getting to know you. Those are intimate questions, and we'll get to it.
I'm an intimate person.
I know that, but I want you
What's your first question?
Where's the water store?
No, I know where the water store is. Where's the first question you ask all your subjects in your documentary? Do I have to make your documentary for you? What's the first question again?
How did you end up here?
How did I end up here?
Yeah.
My planet was destroyed, you moron. I had to fucking come here. Plus, I was born into a disabled family. And I said, I'm gonna go find a greater family, a better family. So I left my disabled family, and I felt terrible about it, but they hated me anyways. Nobody has ever liked me. Next question.
Is there anything that you've learned being out here on your own?
Yes.
That you might not, that you never would have learned being in, like not struggling?
Well, struggling, everything's struggle. But listen, I could have stayed as a lapdog. I'm a well-kept man. Everybody wants me all the time. So I could have been a lapdog for a lot of people, big and small.
Yeah.
But what I became was a freeman. I said, I'm gonna be free, I'm not gonna be a lapdog. And I had to leave the comforts of my luxury, right? And they said, you're never gonna be anything because you're just a crazy person. I said, well, I might be crazy, but I'm also insanely Jesus.
Well, and see, the thing is, usually when
insanely Jesus. I'm insanely Jesus.
Well, my third question.
I'm insanely Jesus.
I know, but listen.
I'm insanely Jesus,
Okay.
and I'm insanely Jesus.
Insanely,
give it up, everybody! Give it up!
Focus on driving insanely Jesus, and I was gonna.
I know how to drive.
Okay, but the thing is,
I'm a luxury exotics dealer on the side.
You asked me a question.
What?
The third question has to do with.
Yes.
Do you have a path out of here? I don't.
Out of where? Here?
Out of here. So I don't need to ask you that question because you're supposed to show us that.
Yes, I have a path out of here.
Yes.
It's called
Demonstrate.
Life on Earth.
Demonstrate.
Shut up, interviewer.
I know.
Can I answer your stupid question?
I didn't want to ask it because you're going to show us how you are going to get out.
No, I'm just going to fucking tell you first. Let me pre-frame the situation.
Okay, whatever.
Life on Earth sucks. I'm going to fix it by solving humans' problems, by drinking the alkaline water, consuming the clean minerals, etc., keeping the trash with the trash, okay, keeping the poop with the poop, use the poop for recycling, etc., and composting, but put everything in place, teach everybody the same sign language as well as like emotional language, right? Advance with science and technology, merge spiritualism with science and technology, erase paganism, erase Satanism, erase evil and tyranny and enslavement, etc., and then we essentially just kind of love God, praise God, etc., etc., stuff like that.
Okay.
What else?
Now, what will you do if they don't listen to you?
I'll keep singing and dancing and making movies and growing my hair.
Until they do hear you, right? So in other words, you're not willing to go to their lengths to get people on your side.
What lengths?
In other words, coercion and
coercion and manipulation. Well, I toy with it. You see, I like to toy around a little bit, but most importantly, I'm trying to educate people to. I'm trying to lead a horse to water, and sometimes you kind of slap it on the ass and maybe pull its hair a little bit.
I know, but well, I guess what I'm getting to is, don't you think that sometimes when you go too far, you cross into the boundary, become.
You don't want to hurt people,
exactly,
right? You don't want to slap people in the face unless they're bigger than you, right?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I saw my father when I was young. My father was an elder in the Jehovah's Witness organization. He said, Kevin, don't worship Satan music, right? And I said, that's fine. And he told my little brothers the same thing, but it was so loud and addictive that my little brothers became fascinated by it. So my little brother and my older brother became fascinated with addiction of Satanism music, and they said, this is great, Dad, I love it, it makes me happy. And Dad said, don't do that, you can't do that, it's not gonna make you happy in the long run, don't do it. And they said, no, Dad, I love it. And he beat him in the face with the belt. He beat my brothers, and they were both blind and deaf, so he beat him in the face with a belt, and he squashed on him, and it was mostly my older brother, who was 15, and he was a little stronger. And my older brother was kind of resisting, because my older brother was resisting because he was Native American, and he was a little bit German, he was a little bit French Canadian. So my older brother were just terrified of my father, who was, you know, raised by an alcoholic, abusive person that had really low intelligence. My father had low intelligence.
It pays forward, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I saw that happen, and I said, well, this is not right. And then I said, Father, I'll kill you if you touch my brothers like that. But most importantly, I just cried a lot, and then he beat me some more, and then etc. Everybody hated me, and they hit me and stuff, and then they yell at me. And then I had one ear that stuck out, so that was not helpful. That one ear made me a target, but it also made me like a little saint, you know, because they said, oh, look at that cute little boy, he's so humble and he's so nice, he's got the ear, oh my god, I love him, he's so cute, I want to help him and protect him. But then I got it fixed when I was 15, so I became a dual caricature. So yes, I'm perfect and whole, and that, like, I'm sweet and sensitive and loving, and then I became demonic, where I fixed it and I became asymmetrical, or I became possessed by, you know, the accumulation of wealth and the power and the success and the power and the lust and the greed. And I thought I was going to get all of that and then share it with everybody and be like, oh yeah, okay, look what I did, right? And take all the praise. But then I was like, oh, maybe not. So maybe I just need to, like, make sure people get food, water, and shelter. And there was a filmmaker named Peter McGrain that I met at a bar. And he was an old gypsy, and he was drinking beer, and he was funny, and he was nice to people, and he was nice to me. And I didn't have any money at that time. I was broke, and I was working for a bartender, right, just down the block, and the bartender's like, oh, have you met Peter? He's a nice guy, right? He comes in here and drinks a lot. And then I was like, that's great. So I was talking to Peter, and he turns out he's a great filmmaker, and he's got a great film. And I saw the film, and we talked a lot. And then he kept saying, you know, Kevin, it just comes down to food, water, and shelter. And these people just don't have food, water, and shelter, and it's just not fair. And it's a political agenda. They're actually doing it on purpose. And I said, well, no, yeah, come on, nobody would do it on purpose. You know, why would they do that on purpose? And he's like, yeah, actually, you know, I grew up in a war-torn land, and I'm a photojournalist, and I've had a lot of experience in this, and I've seen it. So I'm here to tell you, you know, there's certain things you don't know about, and I'm just going to share some information. So here, watch my film. I watched this film, and Woody Harrelson was in it.
And what's the name of that film?
It's called Ethos. And at the beginning of the film, it says, the ethos is what we choose to believe in and how we structure our lives. So if we believe that the world is sick and it needs to be destroyed, then guess what? Great. You're destroying the sick earth. Okay. But if you agree that the earth is sick and it needs to be healed, then guess what? You're healing the earth.
Oh, I see. That's a good positive message. I like that.
It's not that negative if you're trying to save lives.
Okay.
But if you're not saving lives, then you're just letting people die. So you have to choose to save lives, other people's lives, or let them die. And if you're choosing to save lives, you're doing good work, and God will say, nice work. And if you're choosing to let people die, he'll say, I think you can do better than that. I think you can do better than that. I think you can do better than that. I think you can do better than that.